And tonight on our Great American panel, he is the Vice President for Policy at Americans for Prosperity, author of the brand new book, Democracy Denied. Phil Kerpen is here, and she is a Fox News contributor, host of the nationally syndicated liberal Leslie Marshall Show, and Leslie Marshall is with us. He is Don Imus's longtime radio producer, troublemaker extraordinaire. Cardinal Egan himself, Bernard.
Sean Hannity be Jesus.
Oh,
what's going on over here?
You still do the hat thing that you used to do?
I haven't done it in a while, but I can do it here if you want.
Oh, if you can make it.
Which doesn't belong in white.
All right, here's Nancy. Well, first let me go to Ed Henry, Fox News reporter, Washington correspondent, and he has this exchange with the president today.
And President Obama, I wanted to get your first reaction to the Iranian terror plot. Your Secretary of State called it a dangerous escalation. What specific steps will you take to hold Iran accountable? Special Agent Mitt Romney charged last week, quote, "If you do not want America to be the strongest nation on earth, I am not your president. You have that president today."
Well, I didn't know that you were the spokesperson for Mitt Romney,
Ooh. Can't take.
Did he say?
That's what Mitt Romney said. It's a legitimate question. It's a campaign season.
You were not a spokesperson.
Takes a cheap shot at Ed Henry.
Wow, hadn't heard that before. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just a tough question. It's, Mr. Thin-skinned crybaby president, as you call him. I mean, that's. I'm shocked. I'm shocked, Sean Hannity.
What do you think?
Yeah, crybaby president, hello, take out Osama bin Laden, he's a real weak dude. But the bottom line is, I think it was very funny what he said about Mitt Romney, but when it comes to Iran, this was an amateur job, guys. We don't have any proof that it goes all the way to the top. If anything, my bet would be this is a gruntled military person trying to make Ahmadinejad look bad.
But hang on a second. The Iranians said that they were going to park their warships off our coast. So obviously, they don't feel that there's much intimidation coming back from the White House. I mean, he wants to negotiate with Iran without preconditions, remember. That was a big issue.
What do we do, Sean? Bomb them? Take all our troops out of Afghanistan and send them over to Iran?
Make me president, and I would take out Iran's nuclear facilities with Israel. Yes.
Are you running? I hear the Republicans need a candidate.
No. Well, actually, it's called the nomination process. It's called a primary, Leslie. You had one last time. You might remember. Hillary was winning at this time. What do you think?
I'm not a big foreign policy guy, but it seems to me that you get asked the question, you answer the question. You don't try to blow it off and say you're not going to answer because it came from Mitt Romney. Well, very unprecedented.
Seems like the hostility towards Fox continues. I don't remember him doing this. You know, some other. Well, whose phone is acting up?
Leslie's.
It's not me.
It's not mine. That's your phone.
I have a much cooler hit ring. It's yours.
Come on.
Blame the liberal. Blame the woman and blame the
exactly.
liberal, right?
It was yours?
My bad.
It is his. It is his.
I'm throwing my blackberries over to, producers. And all right, let's go to Nancy Pelosi. She's out there again. I mean, look, we've watched racial comments made by Democrats in Congress. Republicans, conservatives, Tea Party members want black people hanging from trees. Here's Nancy Pelosi comments about women abortion. Of course, if Republicans get their way.
Under this bill, when the Republicans vote for this bill today, they will be voting to say that women can die on the floor and health care providers do not have to intervene if this bill is passed. It's just appalling.
Women will die on the floor.
Wow. If this health care bill is passed? Is that
what she's saying is the Republicans voted for this bill that they're voting for to say that women can die on the floor and health care providers don't have to pay for abortion.
Look, that's pretty inflammatory. I mean, I haven't read up on the bill, I'll be quite honest with you, but...
I have an idea, and I'm not trying to be cynical here. Liberals believe abortion's okay, it's not a big deal. Why don't liberals, if they're that concerned about women that maybe can't afford for abortion, you can adopt a woman that needs an abortion, if you're a liberal, and you can pay for it instead of forcing the American taxpayer that believe life begins at conception for paying for it.
Wait a minute. First of all, let me speak as a woman, a liberal who has 2 children, one I adopted and one I had biologically.
Right.
One, they can adopt them. I'm not seeing anybody who's on the right. I should say anybody. I don't see droves of people adopting. First of all. Second of all, I would never choose.
Plenty of adoptions.
I would never. It is a choice.
Bachmann, how many foster children?
A foster has not adopted a child.
23.
My son's my son.
She had 23 foster.
Mine are not foster. My son is not fostered. I've adopted him.
She's helping kids.
There are a lot of pro-life people who take kids in. There are a lot of pro-life people who take kids in.
There's no question Michelle Bachmann has. My point being that I am pro-choice. I have the choice not to have an
Okay,
abortion.
I got it.
I would not make the choice to have an
But
abortion.
it's not that choice is taken away from the person who's forced to pay for it through their tax dollars who would prefer not to. That is the issue with funding.
But this is not. But the funding goes further. If you're looking at an institution such as Planned Parenthood, remember, you're not just talking about abortions. I could even buy into that we shouldn't provide federal funding for abortion because I think it's a personal choice and a private matter. But don't take away breast exams, cervical cancer, etc.
Bill Maher's outrageous comments next, and Occupy Wall Street. We got an update on that. More with our Great American Panel straight ahead. And we continue now with our Great American Panel. You know, I said one way or another, the Occupy Wall Street thing is going to end. We expect a lot of rain the next couple of days, and it's going to get cold. It's not going to be 70 degrees, 2 o'clock in the morning, smoking pot, singing Kumbaya, making a mess, and having sex in public and being topless.
I wanted to start a movement called Fight the Funk. To get the stench out of the lower Manhattan. I started a movement on Facebook. You show up with some Lysol, Febreze, forget Arab Spring, a bar of Irish Spring, and maybe a job application, and just watch them all take off. But Mayor Bloomberg stole a lot of my thunder because tomorrow
they're going to try and clean it up.
Yes.
I'm glad to hear you admit there are jobs.
Fight the funk, baby.
Yeah. And move on, and the other lefties are going crazy that they might clean this park up. It's amazing. I got about 6 emails. I got all these. I got all these emails. How dare the mayor want to clean up the park? I don't know.
Everybody cannot believe the stench. There have been people down there the whole time.
I'm a clean freak. They are cleaning up, and they should clean up. It's a protest. First Amendment doesn't say, you know,
what right do you have to take over a park and sleep on the street?
Well, this is something they believe strongly in.
I don't care if you believe strongly. Protest during the day, and then you go home at night.
You can even sleep there
and take a shower.
There are boundaries, and they have to abide by the law, and they have to know that they're doing that.
I think it helps that the parent company of the company that owns the park got loan guarantees from the Department of Energy, same program that Solyndra was in. They got $150 million.
Well, I look at the video, and I see that's the modern Democratic Party. That's who Obama's supporting and Pelosi's supporting, and, you know, their radical views.
Bongo banging flea bags, essentially, is what's...
Bongo banging.
Excuse me.
Exactly what...
Excuse me.
No, there are people playing instruments all over the place.
Oh, I see. So somebody playing a bongo. First of all, not all these people are Democrats, and the Democrats aren't calling it. We're not calling it.
I don't see many conservatives down there.
Smelly white people with nose rings. I mean, they're disgusting, and they get the hell out. We're sick of you. Like you said, make your point and then go home.
All right. Now, Bill Maher suggests that the protesters should threaten violence. Now, imagine a Republican conservative saying something similar.
I mean, this idea that they're marching now on millionaires' homes, I couldn't help but think of that scene in the Martin Scorsese movie, Gangs of New York, where the riots break out in New York and the rich guy, you know, he's in his Fifth Avenue apartment and a brick comes through the window. Well, you know, if a brick came through Rupert Murdoch's window, yes, I have a feeling Fox News would be a lot more gentle on the Wall Street people.
First of all, I have the utmost respect for Mr. Murdoch. I really do. And nobody should be threatened to have their, rock thrown in. And actually, Fox would cover it more if that would happen. Let's be honest. But the bottom line is, I don't see him saying that they should be violent.
How about if I talk about throwing, bricks through Bill Maher's window?
I think it's wrong. I think
it would be. I wouldn't do it, but I'm saying.
I tell you what,
let's remember when all the Democrats
they talk about how irresponsible Sean Hannity is and Fox is for allowing me. I would never do it.
I would advocate doing that to Bill Maher, but I wouldn't want to hurt the hooker or whatever chick he's paying to have sex with him in there. I'm all about protecting the innocent. And by the way, I have more respect for him.
He is a Hugh Hefner wannabe, isn't he?
No question about it. But if he did it himself instead of having some 20-year-old misguided flea bag do it and get arrested, you go down and do it. I have more respect for him if he did it himself.
We don't need this circus atmosphere with crazy protests. We don't need incitements to violence. We need jobs in this country. I think Rand Paul had the right idea when you were speaking with him earlier. We need to clear back regulation, do some real tax reform, get the country moving again, not just have crazy demonstrations in the streets, which is what these people are doing. Let's get to work.
Why is the Tea Party, a political movement? And
because it has a substantive agenda of getting back to the Constitution and getting America back to work.
And lowering taxes and getting rid of